I'm going to show you how to use LiGeoReference to do a QA/QC only on one flight. The next QA/QC step after this is to see all the flights at once to make sure you got all of them. I'm not showing that in this video, just how to use LiGeoReference to do QA/QC. So here we have beaten 2. Beaten 2 is just an example. It's not named like this by default. Ansel in the field named it beaten 2. Make sure that it looks like this, where you have a .live file at the bottom, and when you go into base, you see these files. These are pulled off of the GNSS base and are used for the QA/QC. And I showed that in a different video as well. So you go into LiGeo. Once LiGeoReference is open, you go to Browse. We already have beaten 2 open here because we've opened it before. You find the .live file, open. Now what we need to do is we need to clean up the flight lines. Right now we have turns and takeoffs. We don't want the computer wasting time processing it. So what we do is we press auto split. The defaults are usually just fine. Here you can see the different color flight lines. We're going to expand this section down here so that we can see all of the different flight lines much better. So this button right here hides everything that is not relevant, so we're going to do that. And here we can see we have all the lines we want except this one and this one we want to get rid of. Usually it's the first and last one. You want to select, highlight in blue the flight that you want to get rid of, and then click the minus button to get rid of it. Last one as well. You can tell which lines you want to keep and which lines you want to get rid of, because usually the lines you want to keep are all parallel like this. So now that that's done, we can then go into settings, and we're going to make sure that the LiGeoReference software has all of the Rhinex files it needs. Here we can see that it has the files it needs. You'll see Rhinex is selected, and it pulled these directly from the base folder I was showing you in the beginning of the video. So that looks good. We want LiGeoReference to pose process and to georeference. These are the two settings that can mess up most often. Colorization usually works, so we're just going to run that, and that's going to be the QA/QC for this particular flight. The QA/QC before you leave each flight location involves using a different app to plot them all on the same field to see that they're all there. That's in a different video. You click yes. Now it's going to georeference. This can take from anywhere from 5 minutes to 2 hours. And I'm going to pause the recording, and you can look at the time here. It's 9:42 a.m. We'll see what time it is once it's done. Okay, so here we can see it's done. Now, mid-processing, I unplugged the external drive. I thought it was processing off of the computer, so this time isn't all that representative. So let's just say it took, I don't know, 20 minutes-ish, 30 minutes-ish. Yeah, so this is what it got. This is when it was flying at 120 meters altitude, 15 meters per second. And it's black and white, of course, because we didn't select the colorization. So if you have a little bit extra time and the processing is going well and quick, then the only difference is that in the beginning you'd put a check mark here, here, and here. At this stage, though, because we've already done these 2 steps, you can just unselect them and then just run colorization, and then it will colorize what we got here. Yeah, and then if you want it to also be accurate, so that I don't have to reprocess this at home, in the settings, this will tell you, like, this is where the GNSS is. After you run it through the government website, there's a separate video on that as well, should be in the folder, of how to get the precise locations from precise location of the GNSS receiver. You can put that in here, and this will reference everything to that accurate ground point that you process through the government website. Yeah, so that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.